one YouTube land. It's your boy John Scratch. Uh, I did a lot of videos on some cell phones that I'm interested in, and also, just talking to everyone. Big shout out to everyone who comment on most of my videos. Big shout out to y'all. You know who you are, and I always subscribe to y'all because y'all gave me the good reviews. And like I said, coming soon, unboxing the J7. I will be getting that phone, and I'm gonna give you my review of it. But right now, let's switch it up. I'm not all about just cell phones. I mean, I'm an electronic head. I love computers, laptops. Right now I'm on my auntie's computer, and you see I got the YouTube up, and I am finna do a reaction video to this guy I just subscribed. His name is Nika 10. It's got a logo looking like the old Nintendo, but it's Nika 10 Teen. And he have a lot of like games that I used to play when I was a kid. Now I'm trying to trying to get to his page again. Where's it go? It was just right here. There it is. Trying to add more videos. See, he got wrestling games that I used to play on review, and some of them I agree, some I disagree. He also got games I've been playing years. Like, man. And I'm going to do his reaction. I'm going to do a review. You see, I got it right here. This is the best I could do. I don't have all that good software yet. But I'm going to play this review of... There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fighters. So I think he probably going to do all the Turtle games, but I'm not sure. But I'm finna play this, get my reaction. I'm gonna tell you, hopefully y'all hear it loud enough. I'm finna go ahead and play it. Try to turn it up as loud as I can, but my kids are in the background. They might pop up, so y'all might see them every now and then. They just playing the Sega, the built-in Sega game I bought them from Family Dollar. I don't know if they got it there now, but if you want to get that game, built-in game, they got a lot of Sega games on there. From Sonic the Hedgehog to Mortal Kombat to one of my personal favorites, Comic Zone. I love that game. I play that game on the Sega Channel all the time. Yes, Sega Channel. I'm gonna go ahead and put it full screen so y'all can get a good look. You might not get all of it. Let me see if I can spin the camera over just there. Yeah, that's better. So there it is. This is Nicotine review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 16-bit era, Part 1, The Fighters. I'm gonna do Part 2 probably during this video. We'll see. It all depends on how long I want to do this. But it's about an 8-minute, 8:49 long video, and here we go. He got a nice intro. I like his intro. WCW Mayhem. I already seen them reviews, and I might do a reaction for that. Yeah. He got some games on here. If you're a big wrestling fan and you wrestling game, he got some on here. You need to check them out. So here we go.
After quite a few successful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles titles under their belt, Konami wanted to focus on a genre of video games that was absolutely on fire at the time, the fighting game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters was released for the NES, SNES, and Genesis, but we're going to look at the 16-bit versions here in this review. Now, while the SNES and Genesis versions were released around the same time, they are completely different games. In the Genesis version, the Turtles are on a mission to rescue Master Splinter from Krang, who has Splinter held hostage in the alternate universe Dimension X. Along the way, you'll face a clone of every selectable character. The character selection isn't too bad. I mean, you have all 4 Turtles, but along with that, there's a few exciting selections like Casey Jones and April O'Neil. I must say, as a kid, Casey Jones was probably my favorite Turtles character. and I was extremely excited about the Genesis version just for the fact that it included him. Too bad the game doesn't execute in the gameplay department. Now, the first problem I have is the controls. It uses a 3-button layout.
I remember this
punch
game.
or weapon attack, B is for kicks, and C is for taunts. And as far as I can tell, taunting does absolutely nothing for you but leave you vulnerable for attacks. And pressing attack buttons with directional buttons will give you different moves, but it still feels very limited. The gameplay is a little on the rough side. The AI can get pretty cheap at times. I mean, what the hell is this?
He jumping. That's what he's doing. He's trying to avoid you.
And I've noticed a few other problems that are kind of specific to characters, like Leo. He has 2 swords, which should make for a nice attack, but they don't barely reach. I mean, his kicks have more reach than his swords. The weapons just feel pointless at times in this game.
No, I never paid attention to that, you know.
Now,
I had played this game before, but I never paid attention to that.
Well, he sucks. Within a few seconds of playing as him, I realized I would never pick him again. The gameplay is also a bit on the difficult side. Even on the easiest setting, I find myself having problems running through all the enemies. Leo and Raph are probably the only players I'm decent with. I like their movesets. Dawn and Michelangelo, on the other hand, aren't as good in my opinion, and I don't even bother using the other fighters. Now, the character sprites look pretty good, but the level designs are just plain ugly. It's like the backgrounds use 20 colors max. They look bad. I know the Genesis can do better than this. Some of the stages are destructible, which is cool, and it was pretty popular at the time and kind of rarely seen in games, but
hey, this man just put a perfect really on this guy.
Bad background.
That's messed up.
Now, I know the soundtrack was pretty popular and praised, but I'm not a big fan. I don't care who composed it. I'm also not impressed with the sound effects. Everything sounds choppy and really low quality. The in-game voice...
I'm gonna pause real quick. You know, when you playing the Sega games or Super Nintendo games, you got the background music on there. And to me, when I was a kid, it didn't bother me. Actually, it pumped me up. And this music they had for the Turtles, it was okay. I enjoyed it. But, you know, I didn't really care. I was all about just trying to beat up my opponent.
This sound almost comical. After a match, you'll sometimes see a replay, which is a cool idea, but they didn't execute it quite right. It randomly pops up with no sound and runs at the same speed as the game. A few times I actually thought my enemy had come back from the dead for a last-minute fight. It all just feels kind of out of place.
The replay ain't that bad.
Even though the game features a number of modes, they're pretty much all the same. One player, tournament, practice. There isn't really any difference between the three other than a few minor things that aren't even worth talking about. All in all, for some reason I enjoyed this game as a kid, but it's pretty disappointing now. Luckily, the same can't be said for its SNES counterpart. Now this is how a fighting game should be made. In this story, Karai kidnaps not only Splinter but also April O'Neil, and it's up to the Turtles to get them back. There's also a tournament mode of the game, which is based on the fighting tournament that the Turtles take place in to take down Shredder and also win a large amount of money. Besides the 4 Turtles, you can also select from Shredder and a few others, including an original character named Asuka, whoever that is. She never appeared in anything else ever again.
I never had it on the Super Nintendo.
The game uses the main 4 face buttons of the SNES controller. You have 2 weak and 2 strong attacks, and everything actually feels really smooth with the controls. The special moves are performed very easily, and I found little to no trouble pulling the moves off at any time.
For some reason, this look a lot better than the Sega. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, usually Sega would be better than the Super Nintendo, to my opinion. But this is pretty good. The graphics is great. Gameplay is better.
I know they would have done him some justice here. Honestly, this is probably one of the best playing fighters I've ever played. On a level of fun, it's the closest thing to Street Fighter that I can think of. I can imagine that's what they were going for, and if so, they did a damn good job. You can perform special super moves that are achieved after filling a special meter, similar to Street Fighter. But these can't be performed in story mode, which is kind of a bummer.
Damn.
I don't know why the game doesn't take advantage of the full screen, but there's a large black bar at the bottom and a smaller one at the top of the screen. Not a big deal, but I mean, is it really necessary?
I mean, come on, it's a Super Nintendo.
The stages look fantastic, and the levels just feel fun and really bring you into the Turtles' world. The fighters all look really good and run really smoothly. I mean, I really like the animation style here with the characters. It all looks really nice. The cutscenes are a very nice touch too, but both in story and tournament mode, they get a little repetitive. Nevertheless, I'd rather have them than not. I mean, they look really good.
Yeah,
I also really like the music in this game. I mean, I think they did a really good job here. Check this out.
That's Turtles type music. Don't y'all agree? That's nice.
Along with good music, we get some good sound effects too. And all the voices sound nice, with what seems to be a simulated surround sound effect on them. Bebop and Rocksteady even make an appearance in one of the levels, which is awesome, but I really wish they would have been part of the game, as they were two of my favorite bad guys growing up. I love the fact that Rat King's in the game, but only as one of the bosses, though him and Karai can be unlocked with a cheat, but only in 2-player mode. The game also has a watch mode, if you want to watch for some reason. I don't really get it. I guess it's just a filler for the menu or something. This game was a huge part of my childhood, and I still play it to this day on a regular basis. Definitely one of my favorite fighters of all time. It was the best of both worlds for me. Two of my favorite things growing up, fighting games and Ninja Turtles. And they did a really good job of putting it all together. It would be absolute perfection if it had Casey Jones and maybe Bebop and Rocksteady in it, but still, it's a great game. It's funny. 2 games, same name, 2 consoles, same basic premise, yet so different.
It is. It's very different. Very, 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 very different. But my thoughts of that game, I never had it on the Super Nintendo. I had it on the Sega, and I thought Sega was good until I saw the Super Nintendo version, and man, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was just shocked, to see how that went, So yeah, big shout out to Nick and 10. I already subscribed to you because I was looking at the wrestling reviews, and he got more games I like on here. I might do a reaction to, but yeah, man, dude, go check out his description. His description. Go check out his channel if you're a big video game fan. He got a lot of games. I'm gonna just point out a few of them, like my personal favorites. Diddy Kong Racing. He did one for ECW Hardcore Revolution. Check that out. That was pretty cool. He got one for San Francisco Rush. I remember that game. Cruising World, Cruising USA, California Speed. It's a lot of them, man. He did a lot of reviews, and I'm definitely gonna do another reaction video. I'm just gotta find another video game that I like that I used to play, and yeah, man. So subscribe to him if you're a big video game fan. Also subscribe to me for more music, games, phones, whatever. I do it all. So yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all on the description. Look down below, like, comment, do whatever. And I'll holler at y'all.